PFG Television Center. Welcome to Scorch's PFG TV. I am Lord Dougman W. Godspeed. Tonight, on another exciting episode, international
film commentator Ralph the Movie Maker.
Alright, a lot of you are wondering what the hell this is. Who is Scorch? What the hell is PFG TV?
Hey, welcome again to another fine episode of Scorch's PFG TV. Now,
Scorch's PFG TV is actually a television show that is supposed to be in the vein of some kind of late-night talk show, but it ends up being an unironic Eric Andre. For those of you who like Eric Andre, I like it, I think it's funny, but Scorch's PFG TV is the real deal.
with Scorch's PFG TV, it's grassroots. On Scorch's PFG TV. Scorch's PFG TV.
This is not a joke. This is a guy who just has no money, and he's trying to cobble together this late-night talk show with terrible guests, no production value, and just terrible jokes.
I will give up beer, wine, champagne, bread, or soda. But I would not give up my life alert. The chick is on oxygen, and she's worried about giving up beer so she can press a button for falling down for drinking her beer. So
I think there's like 8 or 9 seasons. I kind of lost track because there's also like 4 or 5 iterations of the show. Because, you know, there's Scorch's PFG TV.
Hey, welcome to Scorch's PFG TV.
Then there's Scorch TV,
Welcome to another episode of Scorch TV.
which is something else. Then there's Scorch's PFG TV version 2.
And welcome to Scorch's PFG TV version 2.
There's a lot of different like YouTube channels. He broadcasts from a lot of different locations. You kind of see the decline in quality of the locations. Early on, he's like recording in a studio. Then he's recording in a pub. Then he's recording in like a meat locker, it looks like.
It is Scorch's PFG TV, the very first locally produced late-night entertainment talk show that is actually filmed. Listen to this crowd, it's insane!
Also, I just want to say I have nothing against Scorch. I think he might be a lovely man. I don't know him personally. This is just a critique of his show.
Hey, you know what? If he's watching the show, we don't care what you do in your off time. Just don't tell us about it.
But I also want to talk about Scorch for a little bit. He's also tried to have an acting career. You can find his acting reel.
You think I came to your town looking for a job? Y'all think I came looking for a place to live? No, you understand something? That means I would have to ask. And I don't ask for nothing. I just take.
So what's that?
I take.
There's like some wrestling stuff of him. I don't know why that's on his acting reel. This isn't even ironically funny. This is just awful.
I would go into that ring and become a bloody mess before I would say, I quit. Get me out of here.
He did kind of sound.
He says, you know what I mean, a lot.
That right there is it's a quicker picker-upper, so since you're the quicker releaser, you know what I mean?
Yeah, he sounds like he's been eating cigarettes for 10 years.
You know what, for this last couple of minutes here, I want to put this on because I love this thing, you know what I mean? I'm limping, you know what I mean? 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 And now you're doing this show, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? This is not Jerry Springer. We don't pay you to cry, you know what I mean? Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah. Put away, if you would, for the PFG TV audience, the stigma that not every adult-type dancer is a sleazebag easy chick, you know what I mean? No, you know what I mean? No. But it is an honor to have you as part of this TV show. No. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
He has guests on, like, strippers.
We've got internationally known dancer Lacey Rain, which is amazing.
Oh my God!
International dancer, okay.
Every night this week.
What a show last week, not on.
I've been friends with the band, and I hate to do name drop, but I've been friends with the band for a long time.
I hate to do name dropping.
And we hooked this up, and it's an exclusive for the show. Trans-Siberian Orchestra is going to be here tonight. So anyway.
Like he's best friends with the Trans-Siberian Orchestra. He makes it sound like the Trans-Siberian Orchestra is gonna like come on the show and be on the couch with him. But he just went to one of their shows and recorded it.
Live on Scorch's PFG TV. Trust me, the show is gonna kick your ass.
And then interviewed like 2 of them afterward. But he doesn't want to name drop, you know. As you can see, the production value of Scorch's PFG TV is not too great. Not a big fan of the lighting, the big overexposed lights in the background, or that carpet, or the black leather couch. And Sib, his co-host, is wearing a black leather vest. The band isn't on a stage or anything. They're like in the corner by a bunch of pipes.
This is the living room. We felt so genericized, if you can use that word. Everything was so generic and sterile.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Everything was so, you know what I mean? The TV studios were nice, mind you. I'm not going to say the TV studios weren't nice.
I'm not trying to accuse them of anything, but they have a remarkable way of making people uncomfortable.
My girl Shelby, give it up for Shelby.
Like, why is he doing that?
I can hit on her, and I can hit on her mom, Trudy, but your daughter's off limits to me whatsoever, right?
Why was that a yeah moment? Who was that guy yelling yeah?
And I can hit on her mom, Trudy, but your daughter's off limits to me whatsoever, right?
I think that guy is a sound effect added by Scorch later on.
Oh, come on, will you?
Yeah,
Come on.
Wayne's a wacky cat, you never know.
Yeah, I'm buddies with Hulk Hogan now.
Now they have a that likes hot chicks. Speaking of which,
But he keeps using this yeah guy.
I just want to sniff your armpits because of
Yeah.
I'm serious.
Yeah. But it feels like an Eric Andre thing. It feels like fake.
84, they didn't even shave back then.
I love it, man. God bless you, you know. And I had to give Lacey, she shaved this afternoon before she came here, so it's good, you know.
Near or something, yeah.
But
There's parts where they have like 3 guests on the couch and like the co-host Sib can't sit on the couch, so he stands like in the corner like Hannibal Buress does in Eric Andre. But it's not like ironic, it's like they just did it.
Well, apparently somebody broke in and stole the freaking flat screen, man.
Oh, yeah, just so the people know, if you took our monitor from behind us, you scumbags, we need it back, please.
If you return it, there will be no questions asked whatsoever.
Well, we'll ask a few questions.
Well, you're going to ask if they've...
Come on, let's be honest, but I'm going to ask you, like, you know, what the hell, man? Why'd you take my TV, man? You know what I mean?
This is in the Scorch TV iteration. They have a guest on who worked with one of Scorch's co-hosts, and then she's just like talking about...
Chris and I used to work together years ago at ZOU with JR in the morning. It was a lot of fun. Funny man. A little touchy. Little Mr. McFeely at times.
I think it's a little bit of a misrepresentation.
It's not at all.
It was. No, it is. Because I think, honestly, if anybody was handsy when I worked there, it was this one.
You know what?
There was a lot of reverse
was
better than
Pansy.
No, there was a lot of
But that's the kind of incredible moments that happen on Scorch's PFG TV.
Can you kind of demonstrate now how that happened?
No.
We all want to see it.
See? No, I said no, and this is the one that was disappointed. See, this is what I'm saying.
First of
You say
all-
you have it right there. There's video evidence.
First of all, calm down.
Just these extremely uncomfortable moments and interviews.
I'm stunned. So magicians don't tell how they do it, but we're gonna have to find. Okay.
Can I change mine to Debbie?
Trust me, you would want to. My Debbie was good.
That's it.
Debbie, there you go.
Magic.
That is, hey, Anthony, man. I'm very impressed, you know.
These long pauses because there's no audience.
I'm going to be 30 in next September. I'm 27. 27.
And they don't think anything that's going on is funny.
Hey, what is this? Help me, help me. That's Sean's liver.
I thought it was the fly.
Your liver right now is like just curdling up saying, tell him about more beer. Come on, man. What the hell?
Scorch is really not good at asking questions.
I mean, honestly, what's it like to be a normal person and have creepy guys like me and Sibby just like...
Which is a big problem for like an interviewer.
Did you ever have a fight, like a really good fight with your wife, yeah?
Tell us some more stories. I mean, give us like, I don't know if I should have actually prepared you for this, but if you were to do like an A to Z, how many of the alphabet letters have you hit with bands that you've worked with?
But yeah, so So it's not like a, you know, you're just doing, it's a job to you, in other words, pretty much. Now tell us about where are some of the, now tell us, like, because I love as somebody that's been in the, and like I said, I have not gone nearly as far as you, but I can relate. What was that like, just to see it all happen? How'd your family take to it? You know what I mean? Like your mom and dad, like how do they? Well, it must be though, but it's a great craze, isn't it? Are you enjoying every step of the way, or do you have hassles like you don't really dig about something? What makes a photographer a photographer?
If you have a late night talk show, you should be a pretty good interviewer. He also always has a toothpick in his mouth.
But right now, it's our very first sponsor break live on Scorch's PFG TV.
So Scorch sells ad space on the show. It's like an hour long, and most of the show is just ads. It's him reading off ads for Subaru.
For instance, you gotta give it up for New England Subaru, the New England Subaru dealers. You'll love the road you're on.
For Lucky Buddha beer.
Lucky Buddha beer. Let me tell you about Lucky Buddha beer.
For Auburn Pits.
Auburn Pits, they wanted me to tell people it is the time of the season for the outdoor gigs, you know what I mean? Ever since the first time I had a Lucky Buddha beer, I thought the same exact thing. Perfect beer. You put it in a cooler. You cover it with ice. When you get out to your location, as you're digging down in the ice and you're hearing the crackling of the ice, chinkling against the bottles and your hand going in the ice and you're freezing your tuchus off, you pull out that crisp, cold, refreshing Lucky Buddha beer. Amongst everything else, it has rice flakes in the beer. The finest quality ingredients and the rice flakes. I talk about the rice flakes a lot because I'm honest, I've been a partier for a while, but I've never actually heard of beer with rice flakes.
The Lucky Buddha beer Scorch is the one where he's in like the meat locker and he's interviewing people from like a Renaissance fair or something. So here's how he sells ad space on the show. He has the ad readouts from companies that are usually like local car dealerships.
It's what makes a Subaru a Subaru.
Detective agency, the kind of thing you'd see on an infomercial 2 o'clock in the morning, which is definitely not what this is at all.
Also supporting research projects in the field of oncology, ophthalmology, and vascular surgery.
Then he has a thing called a pub crawl, where he displays bands' names like on this crawl of text, like in the middle of the show, as if like people actually are gonna read it. It costs money to be on it, and it's like a 2-month subscription, so you're charged weekly for it. Because Scorch tells them that the show is hugely successful.
Without exaggeration, we probably at this point are looking at a little bit more than 750,000 viewers. Plus, what I didn't mention, we're going to Texas and we're going to Florida, New York. Yeah, so I mean, we're going to be heading into the multi-millions of viewers.
He says it's broadcast in like 3 million homes.
We, as of this show, went up into from the low millions of homes to the upper millions, like near 10 million homes.
He always talks about how it's going national, going global. It's being seen all over the states. Millions of homes, man.
We did go through a bunch of people that were like, yeah, this show's really not going to do anything. Well, you know what? Those that said that, it's funny, but in their lives, you know what they're doing? Nothing. And what are we doing? We're multiplying by millions upon millions of homes every week. And this is just really the beginning, because we are truly going to be going into into the Texas market.
But really, it's a show that's on 2 o'clock in the morning. He paid to be in an infomercial slot. So no one is actually watching the show.
I mean, if I said, hey girls, I'm doing a PFG calendar, come on out.
He lies about how successful his show is, so he can scam advertisers and bands out of money. He also says the bands are going to be sponsored on the PFG TV app, which has hundreds of thousands of downloads apparently.
Appetizer. Because Scorch's PFG TV, we've made it into the future. We have a phone app now that, as of this taping of this show, has been downloaded 741,232 times.
I really doubt that. There's no way like 700,000 people watch this.
So a study says that alcohol ads have increased 400%
5% in the past 40 years with no increase in how much people drink. So it would figure out apparently either we're not listening or we're too drunk to realize what's going on.
PFG TV is shot in Manchester, Massachusetts. So you really get that, like, very Massachusetts accent from some of the guests.
Played with John Lennon on the Walls and Bridges album and the Somewhere in New York City album. His name's is Eddie Motto.
He keeps saying the show is live, even though it clearly isn't.
Where we tape live in front of a studio audience, you guys.
The show looks really cheap and just bad. Everything sounds muffled and bad. The camera work is awful. The set design, oh my god.
I tell people that I meet more messed up people at Dunkin' Donuts every morning getting my coffee than I do with people that I work with.
No, you mean Krispy Kreme. We're trying to get Dunkin' Donuts as a sponsor.
Oh, I'm sorry. Krispy Kreme.
First of all, like I said before, they're constantly changing their location. Every half season or so, they're in a different location. But like this one looks like the fucking room from Twin Peaks with the red curtains. In this iteration, they're just in chairs and there's just a bunch of amps behind them. I first discovered Scorch's PFG TV through a radio show called Opie and Anthony. They actually knew Scorch from his career in radio before he did Scorch's PFG TV. This is probably how most people who know anything about Scorch's PFG TV know Scorch's PFG TV, so that's why I bring it up.
It's been since '87, so I'm not at that level yet. So
yeah, but this guy's making me feel good. I thought I was in a drought.
Well said.
I thought I was in a drought.
Well, you know what it is? He's rushing because fucking joke trampler next to him, who looks like Anton LaVey from the Church of Satan, will just babble over everyone. Oh, he's holding a remove the humor ritual, and it's working very well. Lord of Darkness, remove any funny thoughts we may have. Your wish is granted.
The best co-host of Scorch's PFG TV is Sib.
And, no, joking aside, you know, you're growing up in the late 70s, early 80s. Boston was like, oh, my God, you know. And now, Sibby and I and Sibby's family, we've become close friends. And it's a very humbling thing. So, Sibby, thank you for being a friend.
My pleasure.
Thank you
to be working with the one and only PFG TV.
Sib is a drummer out of the band Boston. He recently passed away, sadly.
Now, how about a summer? Have we had a summer this year or what?
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Every day's perfect.
Why did Scorch say, you know what I mean there?
Yeah, you know what I mean?
He didn't say anything. He definitely has the most charisma and energy out of any of the co-hosts. He gets along the most with Scorch.
And tonight, I'd like to present Sib's Vids.
Like, you can tell he's really into it.
And now that it's fall, I do miss the summer that we had. You know, hey, can we talk about who your daughter's dating? Is that okay, quick? I don't want to bring up much. Can I just bring up a little? Just...
What do you mean, Dwayne Johnson, The Rock?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I think we could.
I won't say much. How about that? Sibby's daughter, The Rock, wants to be in Sibby's family like everybody does. And Sibby keeps saying, you're a funny cat, man. You're not going to get in, man.
It's just the way he brings it up, too, is very uncomfortable. Hey, can we talk about who your daughter's dating? Like, why? We're 2 minutes into the show.
Dwayne, he's a really nice guy. I mean, he's the busiest guy in the world. He's making a movie every month. You know, when I go out to L.A., which is 3-4 times a year, I get to stay at his mansion. You know what I mean?
There's this guy. I don't even remember his name. He's just awful.
That's a good question, man. I have no idea what I would. I would.
Would you be starstruck at all? Or no?
No. I've already met him a couple of times.
Yeah, that's interesting.
There's Medi Mike, who's like a marijuana expert. He's big into pot.
These are cannabis flavored. I brought these for you. Cannabis flavored vapor cigarettes.
It's just so boring and dumb. But by far the worst co-host on Scorch's PFG TV out of the many has to be this guy.
Well, so I'm assuming the girlfriend came home unexpectedly.
The girlfriend came home unexpectedly, so rather than take his lump, so what this guy did was, ready for this?
I don't know his name either, but he is really bad.
I'm too pretty to go to jail.
It's cleavage robbery with Elvira.
I get the man boobs, I push them together. Yeah. So.
You got like one guy laughing in the background.
And said the girl he picked up on Craigslist broke into his house.
No way!
3 a.m.
3 a.m.?
He's just trying way too hard to sound excited and enthusiastic about what's going on.
Since I haven't had sex since 1980.
1980?
Part of an advertising display at a Rite Aid.
Oh my. A Rite Aid?
He's just gonna repeat everything Scorch says.
To ask them for a ride, okay?
A ride?
I don't think he's a bad guy. I don't think he's a creep. I just think he's really, really not funny.
There is an opening at Disney World for
There's an opening at Disney World.
For a pervert.
For a perv cleaning the ladies' room.
There you go.
I'm in.
1980? I can't believe we've gone this long without talking about weird news.
You'll like this.
Oh, I will.
Why don't we get right into it with our segment that we call Weird News, okay?
Some are odd and some deranged, stories that are very strange. Weird News.
Weird News is a segment within Scorch's PFG TV. It happens pretty early on in the show. It's usually like the second or first thing.
And she stabbed him with a marshmallow fork. A pitchfork used to toast marshmallows.
So that there's tritons to toast. I thought it was a stick.
You know what I mean?
Just a shaved stick was good for us. I don't
Remember
know.
that? You used to take the green off the stick to
I
make
had
sure.
absolutely no need for a tri-pronged
days.
fork to.
15 puncture wounds later, and she's now in jail for the attack. She must have liked the first stabbing so much, she just did it s'more. I get it, Michael. Thank you. Look, I don't write this crap, everybody. Actually, the point is, you think I can afford writers? I write this crap, everybody. So,
it is really awful.
On his face, ready for this? Oh. She threw carbolic acid because she didn't like the way he chewed with his mouth open.
Strict.
Sometimes Scorch doesn't play the theme song, he just goes right into it.
With the first segment that we call Weird News. And look inside, I have a tablet.
Yeah. I don't even need to tell you what Weird News is. It describes itself pretty well in the opening song. So, props to Scorch. It takes a lot of talent. Even though I think someone else made that song, but whatever.
With our segment that we call Weird News.
Some are odd and some deranged, stories that are very strange. Weird News.
Fun stories today, kids. Sex offenders, you don't laugh at sex offenders.
No.
57-year-old Charlie Price of Pittsfield, Massachusetts, probably watching the show right
Close
now.
to home.
Thanks, Chucky. We love you, man.
Why are you giving the thumbs up to a fucking sexual predator?
Hey, you know what? If he's watching the show, we don't care what you do in your off time. Just don't tell us about it.
Get the fuck out of here. This guy is fucking crazy. He's literally an insane person who has a television show. All right, let's listen to some more weird news.
I hate to laugh at this, but I'm like that. The child flies approximately 14 feet in the air. He landed directly on his buttocks, and he slid up a wall in Islamorada, Florida. That's a story from 4 years ago.
Oh, yeah, that was weird.
But he got arrested for talking crap, and he's full of garbage. And that, my friends, is today's installment of Weird News. So
That's extra weird.
Weird news. He's talking crap and he's full of garbage.
Hey guys, welcome back to Scorch TV. Get ready for a raw ripping interview with
Ralph the Movie Maker.
kind of afraid to watch.
Welcome back to Scorch TV.
Yeah, I don't think Scorch pays his crew or his co-hosts or anyone, really.
What's up, kids? How's it going? Simi, I can't believe you came back for third show.
Well, I'm still waiting for the check.
Yeah. Then you'll be back every show from here on in, because you're going to keep waiting. Is that what it takes?
Hi-yo, Kimasabi!
I'll be like, here's a check, Sibby. Come get it.
You are correct, sir.
And you thought the co-hosts were bad. The guests managed to be even worse.
Terry's going to come on every once in a while and show us an MMA move. We call it the MMA move of the month. So why don't you go up there, tell us what you got, and show us what you got. You brought somebody with you, right? It's not going to be me.
Yeah, my student Matt Pelletier.
And I know it ain't going to be. I know it's not going to be.
Now, to Scorch's credit, he does manage to get some big-name talent like Steve Sweeney, who was in some notable films. From what I gather from his interview, he seems to have been tricked into being there because he's really not happy.
Since I got that introduction from Scorch's PISS show.
He ignores Scorch the entire time and just talks to Sib because he knows Sib.
As I mentioned earlier, erectile dysfunction is such an important issue. Yes.
Hey, Steve, can you listen to me? I got a question for you.
You know, no one could be madder at me the way my career has ended up. in the third floor of a freaking abandoned building in Framingham with a bald-headed host from freaking New Hampshire. Sibby, I'm surprised at you putting a knife in me. I'm sad. These are called feelings. What's your name, Scorch?
Yeah, you can call me whatever you want, man. You're the superstar.
But anyway, I take what I can get. You shouldn't make fun of old people. I've been very depressed, if you want to know the truth.
Why is that?
Well, I don't want to get to the cause of the depression, but what I did was, I went to a veterinarian the other day, and the guy said, "Where's your dog? I said, "My apartment's too small. It wouldn't be fair to the dog." He said, "So what are you doing here?" I said, "I want you to put me to sleep."
It's really uncomfortable to watch. I love it. He has a psychic medium on, of course. And this one...
This is Psychic Bonnie, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, yeah.
Hello. And today, the guy you're going to give a reading to, Timmy Tombstone from Wolfbane, I hope he's a crier.
Because she actually tries to convince people that she can see their future or whatever the fuck she does through a computer.
The message coming in from your angels has to do with your creativity.
Like, she doesn't even show up to the studio most of the time. Scorch sets her up on a laptop, like that fucking character from Ned's Declassified, the professor, and she does these psychic readings through a laptop.
Speaking of danger, check out the video of this ghost hunt and some surprising results at the very end, because I'm going to tell you right now, I went into it as a non-believer.
It's one of the most ridiculous things I've ever seen. Yeah, he totally isn't buying any of that crap.
This, my friends, is a bottle of Lucky Buddha beer. It's got rice flakes in it.
Scorch is just going along with it because he has no other options. He has no other guests to come on, and he has to sell these fucking ads.
Watch some of the past episodes at scorchespfgtv.com. Okay, I'm gonna continue weird news in 1 second. Watch the way we do this again. You can watch all the past episodes at scorchespfgtv.com.
You know, you sit down, grab a drink, something to smoke, and you can really enjoy those shows.
So as I said before, the show has no audience.
Once again, I gotta do this every show. Let's start off.
At first, there were like 12 people who used to come to his shows. As the seasons go on, less and less people show up.
Sibby, do you remember Sibby's telling people in the back to shut the hell up? Because he does have a loud freaking voice, and it's obnoxious too, isn't it?
He starts putting like warnings or disclaimers in the credits that say, if you're gonna show up to the show, please be clean and don't smell. So he probably just has like a bunch of homeless, smelly people in the fucking studio, just eating and talking. They don't laugh at his jokes. They hardly applaud later on.
Forcing his maid to touch his crotch.
Oh, that's sexual harassment.
While she was cleaning his mobile home.
But I mean, who could? The tone of this show is so unclear, and so everything just feels uncomfortable. What he's trying to do is be like the underground indie David Letterman, but we have an underground following, and we're gonna rise up and be one of the most popular shows on television. We're being syndicated all over the world. It's not what's happening. The decline in quality of Scorch's PFG TV becomes clear as he starts to lose interest in the show. The audiences get smaller, the segments get more fragmented and bad. There's a point where the show gets so bad that this is literally the opening.
Welcome back to Scorch's PFG TV, live from Fox 25. I got my host and my guest here, Ralph the Movie Maker. How you doing, Ralph the Movie Maker? You're my,
I guess you sit there then.
It's alright, Ralph, you sit there. So, the question I was gonna ask you was, if you were gonna be, well, we know right now that you're a famous YouTuber, you know, so maybe if you were gonna be something else, you know, then if you wanted to be a plumber, in alphabetical order, tell me the list of jobs that you would like to have aside from being a YouTuber, you know.
You know what I mean? But somehow, Scorch managed to get through all of this.
You've had struggles getting to this point, but you never gave up because you know deep down inside, you know, there's a difference between fake confidence, just saying, oh, I can do that, knowing that somewhere inside, you know damn well you probably can't, and having the real feeling that, yeah, I can do this, and it's going to take me a while, but you never gave up, and that's a good thing.
Scorch managed to cobble together a television talk show with no resources and no talent, and I really commend it. I think we could all learn a thing or two from Scorch. He has a very good attitude, a very good work ethic, and even though it's not a great show, or even a good show, or even a bad show, it is a thing that exists. If Scorch isn't a symbol of the American dream, I don't know what is.
We're going to be family members real soon.
And the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave. God bless America.
This episode of Scorch's PFG TV is brought to you by... This is Agent Runner.
Agent Runner is a United States spy tasked with defending the American people from danger and crime. Our latest suspect, Post Malone, is believed to have planted a thermonuclear device in Bonnaroo.
Excuse me, I'm looking for Post Malone.
Are you sure it's super easy? Only took us a minute.
Where's Post Malone?
What? Sir,
Post Malone!
Turns out the secretary mistyped the mission briefing. You are actually heading down to Botswana.
Very well, Mr. President.
Abort mission and return to base.
And that's it for this installment of Scorch's PFG TV. Thank you all for watching very much, and we will see you next time. That was pretty good.